Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with
live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. More than 100 South Sudanese women say they were forcibly deported from Sudan without their children under unclear circumstances. Central Equatoria State Governor Rabi Mujung Emmanuel has urged the church, citizens and government to work together in building and sustaining peace across the state. And the German Development Corporation, through GIZ and in partnership with World Tunga Healthy, has officially handed over 2 newly constructed water yachts in northern Bahr el Ghazal state. This is stories and more coming to in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. More than 100 South Sudanese women say they were forcibly deported from Sudan without their children under unclear circumstances. According to a report by local journalist Michael Christopher, around 111 mothers were transported to the South Sudan border where they were left in the town of Joda in Rang County. The women report being arrested without warning by Sudanese authorities. Many say they were told they were being taken for immigration procedures only to find themselves hours later at the border without a chance to collect belongings or inform their families. The deported mothers, including Nyakuch Akol, Lucia Kor and Rose Alier, shared disturbing accounts. Some were taken from their homes, others were arrested while shopping or walking in the street. All say they were denied the opportunity to bring their children, and some claim they were misled about the purpose of the arrest. Rang County Commissioner Ding Deng Lueth confirmed the incident. He said the first group included 55 women, all of whom had to leave their children behind. Another group of 61 women arrived shortly afterward. To prevent further family separations, the commissioner has temporarily suspended the use of buses transporting South Sudanese citizens from Sudan and says efforts are now underway to help the mothers return to Sudan, retrieve their children and come back safely. Meanwhile, Sudanese official Lieutenant Ali Saleh Bilal, who escorted the deportees to the Joda border post, said that transfers were part of a wider campaign against foreigners. He noted that the women were transported under orders from the Sudanese Department of Foreigners and confirmed that some were separated from their children in the process. Authorities on both sides of the border are now working to reunite the mothers with their children and resolve the situation. This incident comes amid rising concerns about the treatment of South Sudanese nationals in Sudan, especially vulnerable groups like women and children. The governor delivered his message on Sunday while worshipping with congregation of St. Philip Parish in Korak, part of his continued outreach to faith communities, when he called on the citizens to sustain peace. Speaking during the service, Governor Mujung emphasized that peace cannot be achieved by government efforts alone. He likened the church, the people and the state to 3 cooking stones, which he said are essential for stability. The governor also addressed rising security concerns in the state, including gang activity, suicide cases, and land grabbing. He called on parents to take greater responsibility for disciplining their children and urged authorities to strictly enforce laws. Reaffirming his support for local peace initiatives, Governor Mujung called on armed groups in Greater Yei to lay down their weapons and join reconciliation efforts. In response, Archdeacon Kenneth Gideon of Korok Archdiaconry pledged the church cooperation with the government in pursuit of peace and development. The German Development Corporation, through GIZ and in partnership with World Tunga Healthy, has officially handed over 2 newly constructed water yachts in Awil, northern Bahr el Ghazal state. The handover ceremony took place on October 8th in the villages of Longwerkech and Dong Abel, Nyaleth Payam of Awil Center County. Each water yacht is equipped with solar-powered motorized pumps, elevated storage tanks, multiple tap standards, and animal drinking troughs. Together, the facilities are expected to provide clean and safe water to at least 600 households, reaching approximately 3,600 people. The project aims to improve access to water for domestic use, small-scale farming and livestock, while also supporting environmental restoration efforts such as community tree nurseries and assisted natural regeneration sites. Access to water is also expected to reduce the burden on women and children who often travel a long distances to fetch water, a challenge that contributes to poverty and limits education and economic opportunities. Each yard will directly benefit around 300 households, and the availability of water is expected to support off-season vegetable production, improve hygiene, and reduce water-related conflicts. Ahead of the construction, GIZ and WHH provided training on micro-catchment management and work with local communities to develop participatory watershed management plans. And to ensure sustainability, community-based committees have been established at both local and county levels to manage the water yards, lead reforestation efforts, and handle natural resource challenges. The event was attended by representatives from the State Ministry of Water Resources and Irrigation, Will Center County Agriculture Department, Payam Administration, and local community members. This is iRadio News. And now to the international scene. Madagascar's embattled president, Andry Rajoelina, has said he is sheltering in a safe place after an attempt on his life following weeks of protests calling for him to quit. In a live broadcast to the nation on Facebook, Rajoelina, 51, said a group of military personnel and politicians planned to assassinate him. He did not reveal his location, but unconfirmed reports earlier suggested that he had fled the country on a French military aircraft. It follows a fortnight of nationwide protests, many led by young demonstrators aimed at kicking him out of power. And finally, Israelis and Palestinians have celebrated as a major hostage and prisoner exchange on Monday marked a significant step towards ending 2 years of war in Gaza. In a crucial first phase of the U.S. brokered plan to end the war, Hamas returned all living Israeli hostages while Israel freed almost 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees. There were emotional scenes as families of the Israeli hostages screamed and cried with happiness as they embraced their freed loved ones. And for Palestinians who were freed from Israeli jails, crowds waving flags greeted them joyfully as they arrived on buses in Gaza and the occupied West Bank. This is iRadio Morning News, and to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. More than 100 South Sudanese women say they were forcibly deported from Sudan without their children under unclear circumstances. Central Equatorial State Governor Rabbi Mujung Emmanuel has urged the church, citizens and government to work together in building and sustaining peace across the state. And the German Development Corporation through GIZ and in partnership with Tunga Healthy has officially handed over 2 newly constructed water yards in northern Bahr el Ghazal state. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 It's also our WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I'm Lasuba Memo. Thanks for listening.